What we're going to do today is we're going to clean out a revolver. Now, this is something that I do quite often. I shoot fairly frequently, and revolver has a lot of crevices and cracks and stuff like that. They're pretty simple beasts, but in order to do them, clean them right, it can be a little frustrating, especially for a new revolver user. And you don't want to spend too much time over it, but you also want to do a good job. So there's some ways of going about this that can be helpful. And I'm going to try to cover the way that I do it for you, and hopefully you find that useful. So the first thing with cleaning is, of course, always check that gun, make sure that it's empty. And then you want to have yourself your cleaning kit materials. You don't need anything really fancy. What I've got here is a herder's cleaning kit, but it's nothing like it used to be. I've got actually a separate video on this, on how I refashioned this thing, but you can see here what I've done is I've basically replaced the whole insides with my own foam inserts and styrofoam and stuff like that. Cut it all to shape so that it'll hold the stuff that I need for the type of guns that I shoot. And this way I don't carry a whole bunch of brushes and jags and stuff like that, and things that I don't need for rifles that I don't shoot or guns I don't shoot. I just have the stuff that I need. I have each of my calibers basically in separate little baggies. I got a cleaning brush cut down so it fits in the kit nicely. Cleaning patches, even have some copper brush material for really stubborn leading, and a bore light, the cleaning rods of course, and oil, and Ops number 9 solvent, and the handle for the rods. Basically that's all I need. I have close up. I take this case to wherever I'm going to clean the guns, and I have everything I need. The only thing that's maybe not in there is I have a baggie with an oily rag, and I use that rag at the end of cleaning just to give the gun a little wipe down. Now, the type of gun that I'm shooting is, in this case, it's a Model 29-3. It's a 10 5/8 inch barrel on it. It's a gun I've been shooting for decades now. I really like this gun, and I like to take good care of it. There's one little tweak with this one. I've painted on the front sight with red paint, just seeing how I like that, but that paint doesn't stay on there if I get cleaning solvent on it. So as I clean this gun, I'm going to avoid getting any solvent on that front sight, just where the painted part is. But aside from that, everything is going to be pretty straightforward. Now, the type of ammunition I'm shooting is maybe not the norm either. I'm using cast bullets, okay? So these bullets are about 2% lead tin, and give me a hardness of, I think, around 16 BHN. They're moving out of the barrel at, I've recorded the velocity at the lower 1,300 feet per second. These puppies are really smoking out of this gun. It doesn't lead the barrel, but I think it takes a little more cleaning than an average gun to really get it clean on the inside of the bore. So I'm going to be going into that a little bit. Some of you may be in that same situation, and I think some of the pointers I have on using the bore brush might be helpful. I am guided by the fact that I have one of these endosnake bore cams. You can buy these things really cheap. You know, you attach them to your smartphone, you round them up inside the bore, even in a 22 caliber bore, it'll fit. So I've taken videos and examined the results of cleaning the bore of my gun using various number of strokes of the bore brush, of that brass brush that's used for final cleaning, and I found that really, at least with this gun, 12 strokes of that brush is not quite enough. do a really thorough job, it does make a difference to do about 24 strokes with that brass brush. And that brass brush use is done after you've let the hops number 9 solvent sit there for a little while. So let's get started on this. What I'm going to begin by doing is I'm going to wet down the bore, and we'll just go through this step by step, and I'll fill you in along the way, and we'll see how informative we can make this video. Okay, the place to begin is to take out the proper cleaning tools. I have here my little baggie with for the 44 caliber cleaning, and this baggie is getting a little worn. I just keep on fixing it up with Scotch tape. Actually, I've got a what do you call it? It's a sop, basically. Okay, and what I also have, just basically 3 things is all you need. I've got the jag, and I've got the bore brush. Okay, so now some people kind of wonder what these things are for. They see them in cleaning kits all the time, and you know, even when I started cleaning guns, I really had no idea. You know, are you supposed to clean the barrel with this? Well, and I did try cleaning barrels with it, and it kind of worked, but it's not really the greatest. And then if you're supposed to clean the barrel with this, well, what do you get this for? You know, or these type of attachments. Well, the thing is that you have to understand that solvent takes a little while to break down the carbon and other deposits that are in a gun, and it's a really good idea to just let that solvent soak the surface that you're going to clean, and let that solvent sit there and sink in for a while. So one of these sops is actually a really good thing to have. I'm going to take out my tin of solvent, my jar of solvent here. This is an old bottle, so it's I just keep on refilling it because I like the way it fits into my cleaning kit. But I'm going to dampen this sop, not all the way in actually, and I'm going to use that for wetting down the bore. So first thing I need is I got to get the proper rod, and I'm going to screw that in there. Put this little sop on the end of it. This is the thing I'm going to do first when I clean the gun, is I'm going to just wet the inside of the bore. Actually, that's way more than I need. But it's okay. You don't want to waste solvent too bad. I could have dipped it in half that amount, but well, it's a video, so let's just splurge. Okay, so let's get this cylinder open. And let's clean this. Get this bore nicely wetted with you'll see when you push that in there, you're going to get a little dripping by, so you should have a cloth underneath there to catch that. Okay, and I just ran it through once. And the main thing is the barrel. I always concentrate on the barrel. We've got the cylinders. I'm going to clean those too, but they're not really as critical as the barrel in my way of looking at things. And you can see as I'm running this sop through there, I'm getting a lot. It's getting very black, especially in the cylinders. A lot of this depends too on what kind of powder you're shooting and stuff like that. I'm shooting cast bullets with lube and stuff like that, and I make quite a mess with my gun the way I shoot. This cleaning that I'm doing, that's after 50 rounds fired, starting with a clean gun. So you can see after I run that sop through there, I'll just dry it off. The sop doesn't have to be clean. I just want to, even though it looks like I'm cleaning it, I just want to dry it off, because the sop's only purpose is just to wet the bore. So now I have the bore wetted down, and I can proceed on to the next step. And the next step is going to be to work on the outside of the gun and all the kind of non-bore surfaces of the gun while I let this magic blend of solvent work its way in and start breaking down the carbon deposits. The way I like to do it, and I've seen a lot of different ways of people doing it, is my personal preference is just to use a brush a lot. I actually don't even bother using Q-tips and all that. I basically have myself a piece of paper towel, just a little square of that, and my brush, and I can do everything with that. So I'm going to just dip this brush in here, and I'm just going to get it good and wet. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to be avoiding the front sight, but the parts that I want that are dirtiest are these parts around here. So I'm going to just get after those. The brush holds its holds that fluid actually really nicely, so I can work my way around in there. I'm going to get it inside the yolk there, just like brushing your teeth, basically. Right? You want to get in all the crevices. I wouldn't brush my teeth with this stuff. Wouldn't recommend that too much, but it sure does a job on cleaning guns. So I'm going to get the front of the cylinder. Part of the reason why I like to do clean the cylinders last is because when you're starting to do stuff like this, you're going to just drip a bunch of crap back into the cylinder. So why not do the outside of the gun first? That's the way I look at it. And then you can clean the inside of the chambers afterwards. Now you can see what I'm doing here. I really focus on the extractor star a lot, because with a Revolver, it is possible to get some grains, unburnt grains, that get stuck between this star and the surface of the cylinder, and then it doesn't close all the way. Then the gun won't rotate the cylinder. So I really I always get a brush in there and clean that out. And then on the outside of the cylinder, that's more cosmetic, but maybe I can get a little bit more juice here. And that's really 2 dips is probably all I ever use as a rule. I'm just going to scrub it. I've seen some people, they scrub the gun with a dry brush, but I don't see the sense of doing that. Might as well use a brush that's got solvent on it so it can really do some cutting while you're at it. And now it's just a matter of, the gun gets a lot of residues around here, so I'll give it a good working over. Get on this side, it's right around here you get a lot of gases escaping and around here. And I'll do the trigger, everything a little bit. You don't have to go too crazy on it, it's not perfection, we're not trying to get it ready for a museum or anything, because really, just going to take this gun out and going to shoot the sucker again some more next week, get it all dirty again. So this is just kind of a little bit of a good little clean, wipe down, clean down, just to keep it keep it functional. And that's the purpose and the intent of the type of cleaning that I do. So now that I've got that inside done, the surface is done, I'll just go and I'll wipe that solvent off. And you can see that cleans it up pretty nicely. And you notice I'm avoiding that front sight like I mentioned at the beginning here. Oh, you know what? I got a little bit of solvent on there somehow anyway, so I'm going to just soak that up and hope it doesn't destroy my paint. Okay. For some reason that solvent's so good, it takes the paint off my front sight. So, okay, so it's gonna, and I may go back to a black sight one of these days. I'm just trying that red sight for a while, and for Indoor shooting is actually quite nice, because I'm focusing more on rapid fire shooting and I want to acquire that front sight quickly. Red really helps. The most recent thing with this gun was passing proof of proficiency test with it, where I had to fire 6 shots drawn from a holster in rapid succession in order to get an authorization to carry permit for the Canadian wilderness. And with a .44 Magnum, hitting the target at 50 feet away, firing in rapid succession, from draw till the time the last shot is fired, being 20 seconds in all for all 6 rounds, and getting them all within a 9-inch radius on a distant target. That's a little bit of, takes a little bit of practice. So, and having that red front sight definitely helped with that. So you can see here this gun is starting to get clean. Now, I haven't got to the real dirty part though yet, because the real dirty part, if you look here, is this stuff here, inside underneath the back strap and around the cylinder. Now I could use a Q-tip to go in here too, but really I just never felt it really that important. I start off by using a brush. I break everything free, and it may not be perfect, but it's definitely pretty close enough for me. So now you can see I've kind of gone over the whole gun on the outside there, and I've cleaned it. Then your hands get, not going to be, it's not like you can get all the solvent off the gun anyways. Your hands get full of it and you're handling the gun, so we're just getting the gun fairly clean. And next step we want to do is we want to clean the barrel and the cylinders. So what we're going to do is going to take this brass brush, and I'm going to dip it in my solvent here. Maybe you don't really need to dip a brass brush in solvent, but I do. And open up the cylinder on this. It's a little bit cramped situation here, probably because I'm doing it for the camera, right? Normally I work in a more open space. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out the barrel, and you want to be careful doing this with your rod that you don't damage that muzzle. That's where all your accuracy is. You put the nick in the muzzle of that gun, and you will lose your accuracy for the gun. So you can see here I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. That's a good cleaning on a barrel. It's 24 strokes of the brass brush. At least from my testing, what my testing indicates. I'm going to take this bronze brush, and really a 44 cal bronze brush in the cylinders sure isn't a very tight fit, but I'll just kind of apply side pressure as it goes through, and it's still useful to do. So I'm going to break up. This bronze brush phase is pretty important. It breaks up the fibers that are the deposits that are being softened by the solvent. You want to do that before you start putting patches again. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some patches through, and whatever patches you use, I'm just using these little round guys here, and I just take my little bottle and just kind of dampen it a bit. Boy, that's old solvent. I just poured some really old hop solvent that I bought like 30 years ago to refill this bottle, and it's really a dark color. Maybe they've just changed the formulation over the years, I don't know. It sure looks different. So here we got the, you can start the, when we go to clean it, you just want to push it through once and then let it fall out the other side. Don't try to pull that same patch through multiple times, because when you push that patch through, look at that crap, eh? When you push that patch through, you don't want to drag it back. It's got all the dirt sitting in the fibers. If you pull it, the same patch back through, then you pull all that crap back through your bore, and then it falls off inside your bore. So just give it one push through. It's really all you need. I'm going to put some more on here. Just put some of that in there. And that through. You know, this hops that I'm using is so dirty that it's actually, I think I made a mistake by using that old hops, because the solvent is broken down or something. It's very, very brownish, and when the patch comes out, it's hard to tell if it's dirt or if it's the brown color from the solvent. So, but yeah, I can still tell. No, I can still tell. You see there, that's the third patch gone through, and you can see the dirt from the barrel is the black stuff, right? There is brown coloration from the solvent, but you can distinguish that very easily from the black stuff that comes out of the barrel. Okay, so now I've got it through, so it's pretty much clean. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to dry this off a little bit. Okay. Where I see excess moisture from the solvent, I just wipe it off. Okay, so let's do the cylinders then. Next thing, cylinders. I can reuse some of these patches using the opposite side. Kind of stingy that way, because these are going to get really dirty. And what I do with these ones, I don't follow the same rule as the bore. I just like to push it through part way, and I would really get these patches dirty. Kind of catch it with the tip of my left index finger there to keep it from popping out the other side and having to reset the patch on the jag. A lot quicker and easier. But you can see here, like that is real some dirty stuff coming out of there. Not that I'm as worried about that. That's the chambers. You just don't want them to rust or anything. But the bullet, after all, is not riding inside those chambers. I'll start from the position here. Oh, I almost pushed that guy too far. Okay, there we go. Take this one. And that one. That one. You know, the chambers are the dirtiest part. And to be quite honest, I don't lose too much sleep over not getting the chambers absolutely pristine clean. I'm going to put now a fresh patch on here. By this funny colored solvent that you're seeing, I kid you not, that solvent is hops number 9 that is about 30 years old, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's not. No, maybe it's not. Actually, it might be new solvent. And the stuff I used before was 30 years old, and this may be the new hop stuff. Because it's coming out of a bottle with a plastic cap on it. And a plastic cap is only a modern invention. So, okay, maybe disregard what I said. I'm not sure which of these hop solutions is the old or new, but you can see they both work anyways, whatever they are. Get myself another pack. You know, like I said, I'm not going to go too crazy with this stuff because it's just a cylinder now, and I think I've cleaned out the I'm going to just dry the cylinder, the bore out now. And we'll see how clean this dry patch comes out. Okay, this dry patch, I wanted to pass that through to pick up the just dry out that solvent that was sitting in there. And you can see it came out nice and clean, and the only coloration is the solvent itself. So let's, oops, let me run that through on the cylinders as well, the chambers. Okay, and that's, you know, just going to take out the remaining solvent. Got to keep count of these cylinders. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now the bore is cleaned out. I can take, if you don't believe me on how well this gun is cleaned out, I could run that endo snake, bore snake through there and show you what it looks like actually. Maybe what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just dry this gun down a little bit with a final wipe down and complete this process. And I'll show you what the inside of the bores look like, and at the same time you get an idea of what these little new bore scopes can do. It's actually, they're not very expensive anymore like they used to be, like $300, $700 items. But now you just buy these things for 35 bucks or 40 bucks or less than 30 bucks sometimes. You hook them to your Android or iPhone, and they give beautiful pictures, even videos. So I highly recommend it if you're kind of wanting to know what's going on with your bore, because especially for you guys that are shooting cast bullets, sometimes kind of unsure, you know, or am I getting leading? Because when you shoot lead, there's sometimes some grain inside the barrel, but it's really, you know, just looking at down the barrel, it's kind of hard to tell. Is it actually leading, or what the heck is? Am I getting the buildup? Well, you know, if you get something like this, you can get to the bottom of that really quick. So I'm going to just move this stuff to the side a little bit. Look at all that dirty stuff, eh? And I'm going to hook this to my phone. Now you can see, as soon as I hook it to the phone, this little light comes on, right? And so I just have to go to my app here. The app is a little kind of annoying. It's advertising. Now I can have a puff of my vape. So there's a little ad, and I go next. Let's see where I go. Oh yeah, next. I'll press that, and then this little app comes up, and it asks me, allow access to this the program to your camera on the phone, and I say yeah, okay. And would you like to switch to USB audio as your basic audio? Yeah, whatever that means, okay. Would you like to switch to USB camera as your main screen? Yeah, okay. Just say okay to everything, and then you're fine. Okay, so now what I've got here is my camera going. I can just open up this gun. I'm going to try to show this to you on the, I think you'll be able to see this just fine. You see there? Okay. And I'm going to try to get this so it's everything I move on the camera when I'm looking through my viewfinder is opposite. So okay. So if I go and I move this bore scope, move it. I'll try to move it in there. Oh, okay, I come out the other end there, right? Okay, so now you can see, maybe I should get rid of that little ad. Okay. Still got an ad for Google. I don't think that goes, no, there, okay. But anyway, so now you can see the edge of that bore, and it's nice and clean. Going all the way down, oh shoot. Maybe I'll just record this video. So if I want to record this video, I just push that, and now it's recording, okay? So what I'll do is I'll just kind of record this part here, because I can't hold this camera to hold it the right way. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now you get a bit of a view of what the inside of the bore looks like. I want to see the cylinders, see them too. So they were a little bit showing a little bit dirty, but when you look at it with the endoscope, it's not like they're that bad. If you want to take a look at any little parts of the gun, you can, little nooks and crannies, you can do that too. You can see I'm just kind of inspecting here and there, but just want to give you a rough idea. Okay, so I'm going to shut off the video camera portion, and I'll turn off my app. Do you want to exit the app? Yeah, okay. So I exit that, and once I pull the plug out, then the camera stops. And that's as simple as it is to use a bore cam. So that's the end of cleaning this gun. You might have noticed I forgot one part here, or you should have cleaned underneath the extractor star, so I'm doing that now. Aside from that, this gun has been cleaned suitably well for the next time I go shooting. The main thing is I want it to be reliable, prevent any crud from building up in it. The other thing I would do, especially if I'm storing it for a little bit longer, or I'm going to be taking it outside and using it outdoors, is I would take an oily rag and wipe the gun a little bit with that. That's actually a very important thing. It actually makes the gun look a lot nicer too. This you don't have to keep on re-oiling this rag or anything like that. It just a slight bit of oil on it just puts a microfilm of oil on the gun, and that protects it hugely. You don't want to have a lot of oil on a gun. They're not like internal combustion engines. So give this gun a nice little wipe down, and now we got ourselves a nice clean gun again, ready to go do some shooting. So thanks for watching this video, and if you have any comments to make, feel free to add them. Ask some questions. I know there's going to be a lot of different opinions on this, and not everybody's going to agree with the way I've done things, and that's fine. We all have our own ways. All I can say is that this way has been working well for me, and I try to find a method that doesn't take too much time, so don't want to get too ACD over it or whatever, you know, just get the job done, and it's better to do something than nothing, right? So if you make the job too difficult, maybe you're not going to get around to cleaning it, and the whole business of going out to practice becomes quite a bit of a chore. So if you like the video and you want to see more, by all means subscribe. It's the Way to Native Chronicles, and I'll see what I can come up with for the next video. See ya.